So I got sniped. Kick me offline. Now we gotta wait for the rest of the crew to get in here. I apologize. I don't apologize for shit. Sorry, guys. How y'all doing? All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and tweet out this stream for me one more time again, please. And my bad. I got the blue screen. Hold on, let me repost this link. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Is that the one? Hold up, yo. Don't mind me, guys. Hold on. We gonna get this right. This shit's ghetto as fuck. All right, there we go. There we go.
Oh.
The panel is populating.
We're gonna have to have a discussion after this, but
We got a discussion about what?
nothing. Forget it, man. You didn't have to come off like that. Forget it.
Nah, bruh.
The lighting makes your the textures in your face look cool. So you know what? Just be happy that way. You got a lighting kit or something?
I do, but I use that on Friday. I just got like a three
Tier lamp or something?
Yeah.
Yo, I feel like I'm fucking bad luck or some shit. As soon as I come on.
Oh no, this has happened before.
This shit is regular.
This is. Hey yo, come on, Ricky. Don't do that. Don't
what are
do
you
that.
talking about? Hold on.
We went a couple weeks without me getting a blue screen.
Dog, what are you talking about?
He just trying to say like you incompetent. Shit.
You see what I'm saying?
No. I'm saying this happened. No, I said this happened. Nah, I didn't mean to say it like that. I didn't mean to say that you was lazy and that you're not doing what you got to do.
You get the plies finger for that.
My bad. But then I'll give the plies Suplex City.
Hey,
Nah.
I was in here, bro. I definitely was sitting in there by myself.
I think I gave y'all the link to the other one by accident.
Oh, like damn, it's quiet as fuck in here, bro.
Yo.
He was just talking for a good like.
Boy was like, I feel like I'm in the same chat. Yeah, because he sent us the same link.
My bad. Hey, Shadow sees us. He said everybody respawn. There we go.
Yeah,
nice. Everybody go ahead and tweet out the stream, but we are back this week.
Show me. I forget what the fucking second chat
is. Our guest for the week is RBMNation.
What up?
Say to the people.
What's going on, people?
Tell them about yourself, bro.
RBMNation. I just talk about random shit. I game, talk about sports, whatever the hell is on my mind. I can talk about dog shit if I want to that day, or whatever. Check me out, RBMNation. All right, that's it.
I'm dropping your links right here. All right, now.
My mixtape is coming out.
Pass it now. All right, next up we got the homie Abel back in the building this week.
What's up, guys? What's up? Let's talk games. Let's do it.
Returning back from his absence again, UTxProphecy. All right, he'll be back in the that always happens, yo. Every time
he gonna pop in later.
I think it's Mike. No, I honestly think it's his
I know he's there, but every time I do his intro, if I don't do it last, that happens. But we're gonna bring Ricky in next week. Go ahead, Ricky.
Bring me in. I'm here every week.
Bro, I mean, like, why you gotta be? You gonna be that guy right now today?
My bad, yo. I'm just upset, man. The pre-show didn't even go.
Like Jadakiss. I get pros last, nigga. Don't you ever do that, man?
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
He just came in. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? We in here. Let's not get beat out.
Let's go ahead and swing it back to prophecy.
Squad, real nigga shit, squad.
All right. So before we start the actual show, tonight's thing is gamers forgetting how to have fun. Some people might say yes, some people might say no. Yo, chill out. We're not talking Buck Angel, yo. We're not talking Buck Angel. I see what you did there.
Yo, you gotta ask. Not ask me, because I can't answer.
This dude said I look like Big Daddy V, yo. What the fuck?
My nigga said, let's not talk about Buck Angel. I can't, son.
All right, hold on. Let me explain that. So I had it. They put me in a pickle. First of all, Buck Angel's actually born a chick, but the other person was born a guy and still had a dick. so I had to pick one.
Oh,
I'm sorry, man, but that's the ultimate pickle, yo. I don't know what you want me to do.
Pause, man. He said that's the ultimate pickle.
I didn't say I was taking the pickle or nothing. No pause, yo. But Bill Cosby
It's the truth, yo.
admitted in 2005 to have he actually would have drugs to give to women so he could have sex with them.
Pills and them pudding pops.
Yeah, now he didn't say like the lawyer stepped in before he could say he gave them to him unknowingly. So he didn't say if he gave him drugs unknowingly. All I'm saying is this dude Bill Cosby was walking around with hardcore drugs. I ain't talking about no weed. This dude was walking around with Quaaludes and all types of shit trying to get these hoes you know, what you call it? They wouldn't be coherent. So I can never look at Bill. I can't even watch the Cosby Show. I'm just so disgusted, man.
I mean, actually, was it him that came out, or was it that they found documentation?
He signed it.
He signed documentation that.
But paperwork. Everybody knows.
It was like a confession.
Yes.
So wasn't that? Yeah, but you sure was that a legit confession? Don't they make you do confessions?
Come on, man, you damn sure calling for Bill Cosby, dog. That's what you doing, yo. That's what you doing.
Yo, listen, man. There's rap songs nowadays talking about putting mollies in bitches' cups. So I mean, hey, Bill Cosby did it. He's the truth, dog.
No, but this is the same Bill Cosby that got on rappers and all black males. You need to pull your pants up and blobbity blues.
He had his pants up. He just did it with pills. Like
but he wasn't wholesome. How you out here being like Darren Sharper? Dude ain't wholesome.
Okay, you got it.
Ain't wholesome, yo. Out here just smashing women.
Hypocrisy, yo.
Yo, that's what it is, man. And that was like the symbol of.
But why celebrities do shit like that to get pussy when they could just get that shit easier than just a regular guy?
They have a problem.
My nigga Bill was out there getting it both ways.
That's all it is.
That's what I'm saying.
All it is what generation? That was like the 70s and the 60s and
that shit was popping.
He said in the 70s he was.
Yeah, that's a promiscuous.
That's all he did was get high in the 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the popping era.
I'm not surprised that he had drugs though. I mean, everybody was doing.
Everybody had thing to do.
You just went up to chicks like, yeah, you want to pop this pill so I can butt fuck you? That's it. I mean, I gotta keep it.
Like, I'm being real. It's fucked up and it's funny. It's not funny, but the memes is funny. And it's a real serious topic, but that ain't got shit to do about me watching the Cosby Show. Shit, it's still one of my favorite shows. So
they still.
Hey, that shit ain't stopping me.
Are they planning on removing it, or what's the deal with
that? Nah, you can't remove that. Shit makes money still. You think they're
gonna make money?
That shit. Did the dude from
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
No, not Charlie Sheen. No. There was a wow. Which one was it? The Brady Bunch thing of that?
Brady Bizzle, yo.
I think somebody, one of the dudes on one of the shows had sex with one of the kids, and I forget which one it is. I think it was maybe Seventh Heaven. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know what it was. It was one of them shows. Them shows still come on. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. Damn, man. That's not good.
Money over morality, yo.
Yeah, but that shit ain't gonna make me.
Black people, we don't need this right now, Bill. We don't need this shit right now. It's not a good time.
It's making black people look bad.
Yo, that was like, dude was like the symbol of like
Tiger situation too. Like it just make.
Oh, he's fucking a transy. Yo, you believe that shit?
Doesn't look bad as a people.
Oh, as a unit.
Yo, but like, you believe that shit is true?
As a people.
As an organization right now, we need some counseling because we're not looking too good. We fucking trans and raping bitches right now.
Isn't that white? Wasn't that the white people shit though? They used to do all that weird shit. Now it's like,
come on, Ricky. What are you doing, man?
What?
Come on, dog.
I gotta go back to my old ways.
FYI, that was Ricky.
Yo, and let's be clear, everybody in the chat.
I got him bringing it back.
Opinions of Ricky Bacalao does not reflect the opinions of the GMG panel. That was all him, yo.
Oh, man, people complain.
I co-signed it one bit.
Nah, people complain that I'll be on I'll be soft.
We're gonna get to the game in a minute. We lost the pre-show. We ain't had no pre-show.
Hold on.
Yeah, I would take a break after that too.
The views that are reflected upon this today's show from 3 Minute Gamer do not affect everyone else that are on the podcast.
Disclaimer, yo.
I tell you.
Although, you know what? I'm gonna side with him for a minute. For the side note, I definitely agree with him to a certain extent. Not what he just said, but
listen,
like,
you just scared to admit this.
I was talking about boys, and we were talking about like a lot of like the big sex scandals and stuff like that, and just like things that happen in each community itself. when you look at blacks, it's always like celebrity wise, it's always like rapes or murder. But then when you look at white celebrities, it's always like child porn or something like that.
Molestation.
Look at Jared from Subway and shit. Like,
who gets caught? How do you get caught with child porn?
I found out, like, I actually went and looked into the story. So apparently his charity organization was producing and doing it, and he separated himself from that organization. The head dude of the organization was doing this, and then they come to find out he had some on his channel, his stuff as well at home.
Hey man, like I said, man, it is what it is. It's true though. Hispanics are known for robbing and shit. Hey, just
childporn.com.
That's just disgusting, yo.
Hey, look at that, Ricky. Look at that real quick.
He's trying to get him swatted and shit.
I'm just...
He be gonna hear noise. He gonna think it's a train. It's fucking SWAT, yo.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not trying to
get this train work. Oh shit.
But yeah, what is that? The train, ma? Nah, it's the cops. What? Nah, fuck that shit.
Damn.
I ain't that dumb.
Everybody here, shout out to everybody here. I forgot to get the notifications. The podcast, the full podcast is available for free download on SoundCloud. After the show is over, every week I have to explain to people that I do not put the whole podcast on YouTube for reasons that ain't that important right now. So if you want the full shit, download it. Everybody else is sitting here right now. Share the podcast share it. God damn it. Philly the Weapon, what up, bro? But let's talk about today's theme, though. Have gamers forgotten to have fun? Now, before we actually get to that point, I want to get everybody's opinion on the second quarter 2015 for gaming. What do you think about the quarter, whether it's the games itself, maybe the industry, what? And let's start with you, Ricky. I know you eager.
Can you just please repeat that? I'm sorry. You keep cutting off on my side. I'm sorry.
You're on that child porn site and it's messing up your internet. Yeah, anyway.
Why would you say that? But I can't say what I gotta say. Why would you say something like that?
I said you're on child porn. I didn't say
I'm not on. No, I don't even want to hear that name.
I didn't say all Hispanic people watch child porn, bro. I didn't make a blatant mistake. I said you.
White people watch child porn.
Yo, just move the fuck
on. People, what I told you, people was complaining like, what happened to Ricky? He don't be on his no chill shit. Fuck that, I'm back.
So you jump back on child porn, though?
Back, baby. Like from child porn, that shit. Spanish people do drugs. Black people rob. It's the same shit. It don't matter. Getting crazy.
But what's the question? What is your opinion on the second quarter 2015 video games? What do you think?
I mean, so far, I think it's going. I mean, aside from Batman for PC, I think the second quarter game is pretty good. I just think certain decisions are they're not being looked at, and certain ideas aren't being looked at. I think we need to actually focus more on optimization and better quality games. And even aside from gaming, I think we need to. These companies needs to look at. Well, for Sony, for example, need to look at their server because like it's getting ridiculous that. Games that are now running online, I'm looking at that comment. The games that are now running online is like how we're able to play the games if games are online DRM and Sony shit is messing up. It's a bunch of stuff that need to be looked at. But I think overall the second quarter is looking good. But as Prophecy mentioned earlier, I think this end quarter, third and fourth quarter, is gonna be looking great for games.
Okay, let's go ahead and swing it over to Abel. What we eating, Abel? What we eating right now?
This chewing moment has been brought to you by Chewy. Shout out to Mrs.
Which flavor, yeah?
It's this one.
It says
this
chocolate
one, like
chip.
this one.
I've never even had that.
Yeah, it's kind of exotic for all you people out there. Check that out. Yeah, big
Chewy. Toaster strudel, bro.
Shut up. But this second quarter of gaming has been pretty cool. Besides the launches of some titles, i.e. on the PC with Batman and different things of that nature. Not a lot that I was interested in this time around. Leading up to Rocket League, that's like the last interesting title to me that I cared about. Batman's huge, Witcher was huge, but I'm a multiplayer type of guy, so Rocket League kind of has more of my heart than any of those titles right now. But it's beyond the launches that are like just fucking trash. Everything else is good. I just can't wait to talk beyond this, but yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and swing it over to RBM.
I thought the quarter was pretty good. It was good for, racing fans too. They got Project Cars coming out. I thought it was a little bit underwhelming compared to Drive Club. Y'all hate Drive Club for some reason.
I don't hate
I
it.
like
Never
Drive
said-
Club.
Yo,
hate it.
RB, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I never said I hate it at all.
Over Project Cars and stuff. I just like, the way it just flows is just a little better in my opinion. The graphics and all that other stuff. And Batman, good game and stuff. Playing that, trying to catch up on that. I've been lacking a little bit, and doing other things other than gaming. But it's been pretty good. Certain games I'm not really interested in, but the Batman, this Rocket League, it's ending off pretty good, in my opinion. Other than the BS with the servers and all this other stuff.
All right, Prophecy, what you got? Quarter two, what you think?
Hold on, I'm smashing this pizza right now. Quarter two, I want to say there was a few games that came out that like we've talked about this before, but I really do hate when people say there's no games to play. When there's tons of games out right now, it just might be not games you want to play, but there is games to play. And what you got between Witcher 3 and Batman, I'm pretty much good until, and y'all know I've been on this Elder Scrolls 2 like crazy. But between those 3 games, I've been good thus far. I think with the exception of like servers going down and things that have happened, which happen all the damn time, it's annoying. But I think that, like I said earlier, this might be one of the best years for gaming when you look at it as a whole and everything that has come out this year and the things that will be coming out this year.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
What to say? What kind of pizza you got, though? What we eating?
This barbecue chicken pizza.
From where?
There's a place in New York.
Oh, man.
This one though.
I'm hungry as hell. My opinion on quarter two is I'm actually enjoying. I mean, I've never not been enjoying games, but I find myself like Prophecy and pretty much everybody else is like reviews and all that haven't really swayed my feelings or opinions about any of the games that I was looking forward to playing or have already played. For instance, Batman 4 release, people were up in arms because the game got a 7. I didn't realize the 7 was bad. I know it's not a great score, but a 7 out of 10 for a video game at this point, with the way people nitpick, isn't even that bad. Compared to last year's, this year has been better. I don't ever want to see a year like last year again, but I do know it's possible because we don't have backwards compatibility. In my opinion, that's a good feature for the first 2 years while the library is on the come up. The other thing is people saying ain't no games to play. I just don't understand how people can say that. I mean, have you played every single game that came out, and have you not missed any games from the last few years? Some people act like they played every single game, and there's just now I'm just waiting for another game. I don't understand a lot of people with that stuff. But overall, I'm looking forward to that quarter 3, though. Q3 and Q4, with me and Prophecy, Abel, Ricky, we was talking about this year stacked up to 2013.
It is too.
We'll make a final decision probably at the end of the year after we get to play Metal Gear and Fallout and all that on which year was better, because 2013, The Last of Us, GTA 5 alone is just crazy. But these games are still coming out effed up, man. I don't appreciate it one bit. Something needs to be done about these games. And I'll actually use this to segue into the next part. Is actually Phil Spencer did an article, and he said himself, "I do Phil, man. He clean, man. You cannot catch this dude Phil slipping. Seriously, man.
Right.
Yeah.
He said, gaming executives should also play games. So it's no secret that a lot of the people who fund and are directly involved with the process of creating the game don't even play games at all, much less play the game that they're actually working on."
Was that shots he was throwing, or
so?
What was that?
I just don't understand. Like, I feel like over time, with more money coming into the video games, more investors came through that don't actually care about the games. They just want to turn a profit, putting pressure on devs, publishers, so on and so forth. And overall, we get fucked up games. I'm not going to say any titles right now, but the games will come out the way they're supposed to. So I definitely think devs, executives, whoever's involved with the game should actually be playing the game because they need to see what they're putting out. I mean, how are you going to put out? How are you going to sell food, dinner, breakfast, and you don't even taste test your own shit? That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. Oh no, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna swing it over anyway.
Well, what I was gonna say was, so Phil Spencer said that game executives, basically publishers, like the ones, the one holding down everything, the ones who's in charge, should also be able to try out the games too, right? So that's basically saying that, for example, we're gonna use Ubisoft, right? Who, for some reason, there's always been like sources. We don't know if they're true or not, but it seems about right because sources have said, when they used to work at Ubisoft and they were forced to put out a game even when it wasn't finished, because the Ubisoft was, giving them the deadline. So we're basically saying, or Phil's basically saying, like, these guys, the ones that put out these, like, that forced the deadlines, they should try out their own games. And I think if that's true, I mean, I believe that. I actually agree with that. And if, say, like, the Ubisoft exec was to try this out, then he'll realize, like, listen, I got to stop putting these deadlines on these games because the shit ain't working. Because that's the same people who are, putting the deadlines, the one who was allowing all this. Like, for example, WB. They're the ones putting the deadline on the game. Meanwhile, they knew the shit was broken. So that's crazy. I don't know if they played it, but I guess they don't look at it that serious. And I think they need to try it for themselves to really see if the game is that serious or not, or if it's that broken or not. So I kind of agree with Phil Spencer, too.
Yeah, me too. I mean, definitely as an investor, you need to have passion for your product before, you put your stamp and your money behind it. You need to know what you're backing, put your money, know what you're putting your money into, test it out so you can, help the overall product of it. So you can give your feedback along with the devs and all this other stuff and come up with, proper release dates. Don't rush release dates. Don't even announce it unless it's 90% done.
That's
I think that's another problem too. These rushed release dates, and then there's problems in it that aren't addressed, and then try to address it with patches. It's just clutter and fuckery on a high level. So I agree. You need to test if you're a CEO or whatever the games.
My question is, not to really so much, but is it the people that are making the games knowing that they're not ready, or is it the companies like Activision that are sponsoring them telling them to push it out now?
I think it's the second one. I'm pretty sure it is.
Say that again, Prof. What were you saying, dude?
I was saying, like, is it really the developers that are pushing these games out with the problems?
No, either. No.
Maybe they actually want to fix these issues before, it's released. But the companies like Ubisoft or
Warner Brothers
or 2K or Activision or Warner Bros. Is forcing the companies to push these games out because they need this money. They need to get this.
That's exactly what it is. They said it with Assassin's Creed. They pushed out Assassin's Creed, The Crew. Almost every Ubisoft game that came out last year was fucking broken, dude. And I believe the devs want to fix. I know the devs deep down are like, yo, I wish we had more time. But it's like it's gonna come to a point where when the company receives so much flack on it, and people really start speaking out, and they get like all this social media just pulling up, because that's what social media runs to, the negatives. When they start making all these articles and news saying how fucked up the game is, that's when I feel like, all right, just like Warner Brothers, what they did, they pulled the game out of Steam. That's when they knew they shit was messed up. Well, they've been new, but that's when they pulled Batman out because of if no one were to speak up, they would never pulled it out from Steam. You know what I'm saying? They need to do that shit with like Ubisoft, because for some reason I believe Ubisoft always has a great lineup of games, right? But why is it, say they come out with 5 games, 3 of them are fucked up? You know what I'm saying? And I believe it is because Ubisoft, the company, is pushing out a release date, and I guess the devs are trying to tell them, like, can we postpone the game? Can we like delay it a little bit? And they're just not giving that date. So they got to work 2 times harder, especially when the game is a yearly release. So it's almost like they just take the data out of it, add a new skin, and they got to work around it. And I feel bad in the same sense, but then again, they want to hit us with DLC, so fuck them too. That's it.
Let's let Abel get a chance to
Yeah, well, listening to what you gentlemen said, it sounds on par with how my feelings are now. Again, these guys, they signed the contract and they're like literally forced with the reality of like, do I need to get paid? Like, okay, they're giving us a due date, but the developers know what's going on in their fucking game. They already know. Like, point blank period. If you're making the game, you know what type of shit is broke. You already know what spots you're lacking at, what team's focusing on what, and where shit could potentially go wrong. But it's on the back end of the developers, which is so fucking off, because they need to get their shit together and realize that we as consumers are people that actually care about these products very much, and we need that respect level of like, let's not give these people a fucking broken product, and that shit just isn't even acknowledged anymore. So that kind of pisses me off in that aspect. But do I see it turning around in the future? No, I don't see we got a goddamn chance, because again, it's still the same principle of a big corporation. Like, I don't see that really happening until we get more Batman instances where people are vocal. So I would say like one or two more of those, then they'll start waking up. But I really don't like the publishing getting in the release date realm. Of course, they have to set the date, but it's like they don't care about the product.
No,
They're just like.
Well, the holiday season is potentially the worst for us, right? Because like that's where everybody spends their money. Everybody save up all year to buy stuff holiday season. So there's no way. And it's been known. Like shout out to Josh Radamas, Battlefield 4. Dice straight told EA, yo, we need more time. EA like, no. We're going to go ahead and get this money. We're going to put this thing out.
Right.
The beta was better than the full game.
And that happens a lot. And Big Fry made a great point. He said, well, if they don't play games anyway, would they even know the difference? Yeah, well, they might not know the difference between the quality of the gameplay, but they'll know if they turn their shit on and the game don't even work, that damn, okay, maybe we shouldn't put this out. This game's not running, people falling through the floor, black screen, crashes, all types of stuff. So maybe they can see that, but
What's
I
funny,
just yeah, go ahead, Prophecy.
I read my bad. Yeah. I read an article a while ago, a long time ago, where Nintendo, in order to get a job there, you had to be, I think it was like not Paper Mario, but what was the one on Nintendo 64? Galaxy or something like that? Mario Galaxy?
Mario 64?
Right. Like, I actually heard that you had to beat that game in a certain time, even to be like in an interview state with them, to prove that you actually play the games and you just don't want to just, you know.
That's an amazing fucking
like,
interview.
There should be more companies like bro, you want to come work for this company, you have to go ahead and do this real quick. You have to go ahead and beat this on the hardest difficulty.
You know what? That sounds fucking brilliant. That's a brilliant idea.
Be a part of your resume. Be a part of your
That's
resume.
what I'm saying. Like, they need to have that, because, like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, for example, and you know what's crazy? I know one of the executives of Ubisoft. I don't know his name, but when the Ubisoft press conference went on, he's always the guy talking about games, and he speaks a lot about the game. So I know he may try out the games. I know that for a fact. In another company, like for example, Rockstar, I'm gonna find the video. They were doing a quick, interview with the CEO of Rockstar, or the one who's in charge of publishing the game, and they asked him, "You don't feel like GTA 5 is this or that, or you don't feel like it's dangerous, or if it's harmful, or if it's violent?" And he said, "I know, but it's art and it's a game." And then they said, "Also, your games work wonderfully." And then they also said that their library of games, they don't have a crazy big library, but they do have a decent library of games. And he also had mentioned, well, we make sure that we don't put out a product unless our games work for our consumers. And that is true. Why do you think they delayed GTA 5 so many times? For the PC. And they waited and waited and waited. Even like fucking week before, they waited and delayed it until the game was actually ready. And when it dropped on PC, I was pleased.
They beta test the multiplayer on console, so
I gotta wonder if there's like possibilities of, like, I'm not saying anybody's gonna do it, but like it can't be legal to knowingly sell broken anything, video games, electronics. I think if you knowingly do something, that calls for like civil suits. And I know a couple places in the UK, I feel like they sued a couple video game companies for for stuff like that. But I don't think
Have you
anybody.
noticed a lot of games come out a week after in the UK or 2 weeks after in the UK?
Yeah.
I think
So
maybe
they
that
actually
could be a connection.
Well, it might. I'm not sure, but I just think I think we got to get a little bit wild with some of these companies if we want to get them. And I think the only reason the Batman situation went in favor of like consumers is because of the refunds. Is there a refund system on console?
Absolutely.
A real one?
You know
Once you
what?
open the game?
Yeah, Sony's refund system is trash. Like their customer service trash with it. But the only refund system they have is if you download the game and it's corrupted and you have proof, whatever, they'll give you back your money. But aside from that, no, them nor Microsoft have a really decent, refund system.
I think once you open up, I'm not sure, but I feel like once you open up the game, I don't know if you get full price if you return it at some of the stores at least. But let's move on to the question I had.
Oh yeah.
Spend as much time as you need to. We're probably going to be all over the place with this one. But ultimately, my question to y'all is, do you think people have actually forgotten how to have fun? And I just want y'all to look at 2015, 2014, and then around, let's say, 2012 through 2015, you'll notice like a huge difference in the way people talk about games, what they expect from games, and what actually comes out as far as quality goes. But do you all think at the end of the day, with people talking about everything but the actual gameplay, you think people actually forgot how to have fun on these games? Let's start with RBM. What do you think?
I don't think it happens. I think people have to, in a sense, forgot how to have fun with the game. I like to look at the game kind of for what it is, and it doesn't really matter so much with graphics. I think graphics mainly are to attract in a new audience to a game. Like they get wowed by the graphics, and that like attracts a new audience or whatever. So I like to look at like the mechanics for what it is. Is anything broken? It doesn't belong in the game or whatever. But I don't know. I do believe people have lost touch. They focus more on like whether this graphics is that this blade of grass looks like that or this and that. And just completely forget how cool like some of the guns are in the game and certain actions and fluid movements in the game that makes the game fun. And just because they didn't have that blade of grass looking a certain way, they think the whole game is freaking trash. And I think that mentality just needs to stop and just look at some of these games for what they are. But I'm not talking about going back to PS2 games, because that'll be like really fucked up. If a game came out and looked like a PS2 game, they're trying to launch it as like a AAA thing, that'll be kind of crazy. But yeah, like don't focus mainly on the and just exclude everything else that the developer is taking their time to put into the game, because there's a lot of things that you can miss in terms of little bits of detail. And I think developers need to work on a little bit, thinking of innovative ways to interact like with multiplayer with the environments, instead of just doing the same old linear thing, copy and paste what everyone else is doing. I don't know. That's my little thoughts onto it.
Okay. Who want to take that?
Abel, you want it? Or wow, pause, man.
I'm gonna go in, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Take as much time as you need.
I mean, we talked about this before, and like I said, me and Abel, shut the fuck up, boy. Tell him.
No, they got that bullshit.
Shut up, bitch.
my dog just started
That's how
barking.
UTX talks to me.
Like, me and Abel spent like 2 hours talking about this, and it actually inspired me to make a video about it a while ago. And this is the reason why I made the video. But I'm not putting the blame on a specific. Fuck it. PC niggas made the games. Not all, but a lot of PC niggas don't enjoy having fun in video games, and that shit spread like a virus to everyone else. Especially the fact that if I watch some of your videos, and the first thing that comes up is benchmarkers to see how good the frame is. And I'm not taking shots at anybody, but I'm just saying, I do watch a lot of videos, and if I see that in the beginning of your videos, that lets me automatically know that you don't give a damn about what it is you're playing. You just want to see if it holds the frames that companies are saying that it's supposed to. Now, if they are lying, then that's their problem. But there are dedicated people that only play certain games just to see if the frames are right. Like, do you even enjoy the games that you even play in the first fucking place? Like, I've seen people brag about, Steam sales and Steam Wallet. Don't get it twisted. I've definitely bought a bunch of shit in Steam. But most of those people that brag about it don't even play the games that they buy. They buy it for $4 and don't even play the goddamn game. If you have 100 games, you're not playing all 100 games. Pick 5 games, play them fucking 5 games, then keep continuously buying another game and go on like that. Some of these people just don't really know what the fuck they're talking about when it's all said and done. Like I said, when it comes down to graphics and people use the arguments of graphics and stuff like that, graphics are a beautiful thing. I don't want to play a shitty graphic game, but that's not the main thing for me when it comes to games. I will play any game, and I will play whether it's Minecraft or a 32-bit game, fucking Mercenary Kings. It doesn't matter. If the game is fun to me, I'm playing it. Like I've said to y'all earlier, when people give reviews of video games, I don't give a damn if it's a bad score. I'm going to play it and I like it. I don't give a damn what anybody else say, because ultimately you ain't buy this game for me. You ain't put it in my hands to play it. So when it's all said and done, I do value some people's opinions. Like you guys, when you do reviews, my eyes will be a little open to a game. Like if you say something and I ain't heard of a game specifically, I'll be open to it. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to give that whole try. But if you come out, unless we talking about that Rainbow, whatever the fuck that game. No, not Rainbow Six. The one, what's that movie game that Angry Joe did a video, and it was really bad.
Rambo.
Rambo.
Hell no.
Unless it's like that, then I'm obviously just gonna say no, fuck it. But it's just it's like music to me. There's so many different opinions that are all over the world, as well as in sports, that it's all about ultimately what you believe is good, in my opinion. When it's all said and done, it's how you determine what you look for in the game. Now, if there are people that only go at games and look at those games and look at graphics and that's all they care about, then I'm not mad at them. But don't be going on Twitter, don't be going on everywhere else bragging about what it is you got and what it is you can do if that's not going to make you have a better gameplay experience, in my opinion. I could play a 30 frames per second game and still have just as much fun as you would in a game that's 60 frames or 120 frames or whatever it is.
Damn, knocked it out, yo.
I'm just tired. Like I said, I see things on Twitter and I see these people talk shit and I see all these, and I'm not literally just trying to go in on PC, but prior to PC gamers, some of these PC gamers, niggas didn't even know what frames per second was.
People on the street don't know what that is.
Niggas will see lag and just say, niggas will see lag and just say that's lag. No, now we say it's frame rate or screen tearing. Niggas didn't know what screen tearing was about 6 years ago.
That's VSync.
6 months.
Right.
Right, 6 months ago.
You got your grandma talking about frame rates.
And the thing about it is, it's not like, and it's not these people that are renowned PC gamers that I see doing this. It's the people that have 3-4 years in the game in PC and then just came from consoles, and all of a sudden they think, it's so much better that they have to brag 24/7 about how much better it is. Damn. Like when you listen to somebody talk like that's a vet that's been in there for like 7-8 years or more, they don't talk about that shit. They sit here and tell you why they think PC gaming is better overall, but they won't. The first thing won't be because the graphics look better or because the frames run better.
Damn, son. I ain't even. Who want to go out there? I'm going last, bro.
You took the words out of everybody.
I'm gonna hit it from a different angle. Hey, Abel, did you go?
Yeah, I'll go. No, I'll speak it. I very much agree with Prof. Like, we went in on our conversation about gaming as a whole, as what we see it today. Like, seriously, fuck the PC elitists. In I would say, on the console side of things, fuck the people that
console elitists.
That no, that are too immature to see the bigger picture, because it's like, and he's right. Prof is right. You see the timeline filled with PC does this. Well, I'm not having a problem with my PC, and then you have people. Oh, I'm not having a problem with like that. Shit's so ignorant to me. And overall, like especially with this PC spectrum of shit, because I'm a console gamer. I'll forever be a console gamer, and I love what the console brings to gaming because we can embrace it and have fun. We just fucking rock out and have fun. You get on that PC shit side of things, shit starts to get gray over there. Because people are there for different agendas and purposes. I'm a gamer, so I'm just there innocently, like, I'm on this shit to game. I'm trying to have fun. This other person's looking at frames and, did you see the lag dip? Like, did you see the frame drop? Bruh, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm there to play. Like, that's the shit I'm brought up on. And then these console gamers that either can't afford to get another console, so they shit on the other, shame the fuck on you too. All you fuckers are just off, bruh. All you guys, all that timeline shit, y'all are all off, bruh. Everybody. So, like, I just can't get with one side or the other because so many people talk that shit, and it's like, are you having fun on games, period? So at the end of the day, I teeter because both sides disgust me in one way or the other, but I'm still a gamer, so it is what it is.
I'm too busy fucking driving the car, having fun driving the car instead of looking at all the pieces and parts and stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just start by saying that I don't think there's anything wrong with benchmarks. If you one of those people who say I'm not playing a game because it's X amount of frames, and I don't mean the Batman situation because I understand if somebody doesn't want to play that because the other platforms have it at 60. But if the game is just 30 on all consoles, whatever, and you be like, I'm not playing, I don't play games that are 60. That's the kind of stuff that it's like, I mean, at that point, it's like that doesn't. I think the gameplay can still be great without worrying about 60 frames a second and all that. But what I will say is, I'm starting to notice a lot of bullshit. Number one, people act like somebody can't be excited for something. How the fuck I'm gonna tell Prophecy or Ricky or Abel that they can't be excited for an Xbox One title? And then I spend my time trying to tell them why the title's not worth it. I don't have to be excited. But I can't tell somebody, that doesn't make sense. But there's a lot of that shit. Whole time during E3, I see people getting excited about some of the stuff coming out for Sony and Xbox, and dudes like, oh, well, you know, your opinion might say, oh, that's nothing. But when you start telling somebody, oh, you can't be excited for blah, 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 it don't make sense. And it would be better if people did a better job explaining why they feel the way they do, but people just say shit at this point. Yeah. I don't like elitists. All that shit is corny. And you could be a fan. You could be a diehard fan. But you can't just ignore when somebody else is doing something good, man. And they spend their time not acknowledging when somebody else has done something. I mean, when Xbox came out, Sony congratulated Microsoft. When PS4 came out, Microsoft congratulated Sony. They don't spend their time going back and forth. They threw their little bit of shots before the consoles came out as fun competition. But a lot of these other people take that competition to heart, and they spend all their time, like, bashing. Like, who has time to fucking do that?
Right.
How do people have time to enjoy games when you spend all your time researching frames, going in about hardware, and how my console is better than yours, and blah, blah, blah. And I guess it's okay to do that if it's a real conversation, but at the end of the day, they're getting the same games. Right. And most people on the street have no clue what you're arguing about because nobody gives a fuck about frame rate on the street. Prime example, homie Wiza, he didn't even know Destiny was on PlayStation. He thought that shit was Xbox exclusive. And I think Wiza's more along the lines of people that represent most people that play video games at this point because he didn't even know. He's on YouTube, but he spent so much time on Xbox, he didn't know. The other thing, if I have a disagreement with Abel about a game, talk about the fucking game.
Right.
Why am I now going in, oh, Abel, blah, 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 and Abel's this, and oh, this dude's a pedophile, and he lived with his parents and all. Yeah. That ain't got shit to do with the game. I made a video about Laugh 14. The salt, though. Dude's like, oh, well, you old and this and that. What does that have to do with the fucking video and what I said? Counter what I'm saying. Don't counter something that has nothing to do with the video. The way somebody looks, their lifestyle has nothing to do with what they're talking about as far as the game goes. We will not do that. And then people always try to pull out outliers to win all their arguments, which those are the rare exceptions to every rule that really don't mean shit with the argument, but you want to use it anyway. I feel like people had a lot more fun. The end of the last generation was so good, yo. So damn good. And then when the new consoles came out, man, it just got to be ridiculous.
And I would like to just say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Prof, I'm going to kick it right to you. I also see this, like, and Chase is right, like, the time and the era of gaming has changed so much because people get on YouTube and start to get a little influence and a little power because they get a little fan base or whatever. And then they push this fucking agenda of, like, how people should feel about a product or a console or something. Now, the overtone is we're everything, but it's like the main point is, like, F everything else. This is what we do. So, I mean, the same could be said for consoles. Like, a lot of people on YouTube are just really clouded the minds of a lot of gamers, and that shit is just that shit I just can't go for. Like, I just can't stand to see that shit, and that's what I'm seeing nowadays. Because Chase is right. Some people never used to think like that. Now all of a sudden YouTube's starting to dominate. Well, been dominating, but you get more weirdos on here speaking their philosophies, which is bullshit, and it just throws off all the gaming because people follow that shit.
Yep.
I was just about to say the same damn thing. Social media is a beautiful thing, but it also is it contribute to the fuckery that we see in the gaming industry with just people getting influenced and people not having a mind of their own, following the trend of negativity and just battling just because it's the thing now and not having a mind of their own. You gotta have a mind of your own. That's that's the thing. That's the key. You gotta, if you enjoy it, don't be shy in saying you enjoy it. Just because the masses are saying this game is trash, if you enjoy it, what their opinion shouldn't affect your opinion.
That's true.
If you enjoy the game, enjoy the fucking game.
That's
right.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. I was just going to say,
it's no different than, like sports, right? Like these ESPN council niggas, I'm gonna call them ESPN niggas because that's all they do is go by stats and shit. It's not just the people. Like I was blaming, like, really putting a huge burden on PC, but in actuality, these companies are just as responsible as them, because they're the ones coming out with 1080p on PS4 and only 900p on Xbox, and they're fueling the fire. Like they really created the whole console, versus console hate because of that fact. When you coming out with games that is better on one system or that works more on one system, and then it's the same game coming out for another system and it's not as good or it doesn't run as well, then you're enticing people to say, okay, well, fuck it. If this game's 1080p, 60 frames on PS4, and it's 900p or what was it, 792p and 30 frames, then why would I get it on Xbox?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. So I was going to ask you a question, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so do you suggest that these companies downgrade to the lesser one to make it on an equal playing field to have them not argue over that, or?
Yeah, if they downgraded it to that level, except for like on PC, because if you pay,
but then you got that. Then you got PC versus that.
You should be able to have the best on PC. I give them that. But if they were to downgrade, or what is this, DirectX 12 is supposed to improve, and so there's supposed to be more games and stuff like that run on 1080p and shit like that, that shouldn't even be an issue, really. Like, it shouldn't even be an afterthought. There's no reason that, like I said, and then you got some companies that are coming out saying that they prefer one system over the other, developing for one system over the other. So when they're doing that, they're letting you know, look, we prefer to make our games and make our shit on this system over the other. So it's going to put it out there for people to say, okay, well, I'm going to be on there. So like I said, I wasn't really trying to put all the burden on PC, now that I'm thinking about, some of the other things. But they do hold a big responsible part of it as well.
I just want to add to that. Nobody should be ashamed on the platform they play on. If you want 60 frames a second and all that, and you want a PC, that's fine. I can't. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You want to play on a platform that gives you the best experience. Some people play PC and they think console gives them the best experience. I'm not gonna go argue with them. That's their experience. How am gonna tell somebody, yo, you should be on PC? I might recommend it, but I'm not gonna argue with them if they want to say, yo, I like Battlefield on console better. It's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people spend their time telling other people. There's a recommendation, and then there's just, all right, yo, now you doing a little bit too much. Like, I already said I want to play on console, and that's it. Some people say, yo, I want to play 60 frames. I'm only on PC. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, the only time I see a problem, and this is where it happens, and it's not just consoles, this happens to YouTubers. When you start coming off like you better than other people because you have something, that's what people don't like.
Bruh,
Xbox people do it, PS4 people do it, PC people do it, and Nintendo people do it. But I think right now the PC people are just getting the other end of all the stuff that they were throwing at everybody's face the last couple of years, and that's all it is. I don't think they're any more vocal than they were before. So like, if you one of those people, man, this shit is dumb, yo. I mean, unless you laugh at somebody that got PS2 or first Xbox, laugh at them then if they want to argue. But like, if somebody got an Xbox, I don't care, dude. I always play the games, number one, that I'm gonna have the most fun on with my friends, or it's cheaper, or it looks a certain way. So lately it's been PC. Hey, if I could go back, Batman would have been purchased on the PS4. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other titles out that got on console. It is what it is. I mean, I don't give a shit, but yeah, a lot of these dudes with all that console war stuff in here, I'm glad I don't see that too often in the comments over here. But,
right. Thank God for that.
Play what you like, man, and you ain't even got to explain yourself all the time, because it's not that serious, man. Say, I got it on here because I wanted to. Fuck it. What they gonna say to you after that? But you out there explaining yourself, and now you got to talk shit about the other products so you feel better about your purchase. It's not even that serious, man. I just wanted to say that. Ricky, I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah, but you see, now I'm about to get hit with this train. The train knew it was my time, and I'm gonna go back to what MrAbelGreen said. Now I gotta just admit that I'm guilty of this, yo. The fact that I'm like on the frame rate shit, because I remember I used to walk into GameStop, pick up a game, and bounce. Now I can't fucking, without hearing a release, I can't Google whether or not it's running at 1080p or 60 frames. So I'm definitely guilty of it. I can admit that. My problem is, who's to blame? I don't only blame PC, because I remember back in 2010 to like 2012, I didn't know what the fuck all that shit was. I didn't care. But when YouTube became popping and all these companies started coming out, once the next-gen consoles were announced, it was their fault. Now they're eating their own shit, because they're the ones who try to say it's competing with PC. Because they said the next-gen consoles were competing with PC, and they try to give us the specs. Most of us further looked up information on what this all meant. Then what happened was, all the games that were coming out, they were the ones telling us games were running at 60 frames. I didn't know what that shit was at that time. They were the ones telling us that games were going to be 1080p, 60 frames, textures, look like PC games. That's when that shit really started. Then YouTube hit the fan, because everybody from the company side, whatever, was making videos on YouTube. So we were exposed. The majority of us was exposed to all this bullshit. I would have never known any of that. I never used to pick up a game and look at the back bottom left and see whether or not that shit says 720 or 1080. I didn't give a shit. I just played it to play it. I didn't know whether or not a game looked better on another platform until next gen was arriving. Because why? It was their fault. And now, like I said again, they're eating their own shit, because they're the ones saying, oh, but it's okay, the games ain't looking bad. No, you're the one who told us that your games were going to look like this. You're the one who told us that frame rate was going to be this and that and the third. Now all of a sudden you're trying to reverse it, saying, oh, it doesn't really matter. No, you're the one who got us hype off of that shit. You're the one who showed us the Watch Dogs trailer looking like that shit was real life. And now when we give you our feedback, you're like, oh, it's okay. Nah, I blame them. Then it gave, and I gotta say, it gave the PC gamers a voice, because then they try to say, Man, fuck that. PC's better than PS4 and Xbox One, and then it got them to even talk more shit when the consoles did drop, and YouTube. It was just a bunch of shit that was circling around during that time. So I don't necessarily say it was our fault or the consumer's fault. It was those who always been a part of it, but there was never a platform to really speak on until YouTube came out, until more people gathered together and started doing more, media and shit. So they want to come at us and tell us, oh, but it's not really about resolution. It's not really about frame rate. Well, that's not what you was telling us when you was trying to promote your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you can't hit us with that, oh, it's not this, it's not that. You're the ones who told us. We never gave a fuck about that. I know PC guys always cared, and to an extent I do care when my frame rate is this and that, because I want to make sure I'm comfortable playing, not going through shit like Batman. That's a different story. But yes, I don't want to play with someone who's like, man, I can't stand this shit, man. I keep getting 55 frames. Like, I can't stand. Just shut the fuck up and play. Now, that's a different story. That's there, and I can't get mad at PC gamers either because they're accustomed to that. That's why they spend their money on their own stuff like that. But it's worse when now it's on the console side and we're playing games online and guys are talking about frame rate on console. I'm like, listen, your frame rate on console is never gonna be better or worse. It is what it is. That's it. So you got to deal with it. Right. But then again, who's there to blame? I blame Activision, Ubisoft, Sony, Microsoft. I blame all of them. Because if it wasn't for them talking about all their games, remember what Activision did with Advanced Warfare? Trying to tell us that the game was looking this, and that. Want to try to tell us that it was going to compete. It looked like the PC version looked good. What happened when they had to downgrade it because the Xbox One version wasn't able to show the same textures, and then all of a sudden the game looked the same as fucking Ghost? People started jumping on their case. Whose fault is that? Your fault, because instead of telling us what the game is about, instead of telling us the story, you want to tell us, well, look at the amazing textures. Oh, yeah, by the way, this character's in the game and the story's about this. They started putting forward the textures, the resolution in front of the story of the game. So now most of us don't even, and I can't get mad, most people who game don't even look forward to the story. They'll look at it like, yo, that story's probably hot. I can't wait to max out that game. I can't wait to max out the settings. So I blame all the industry, man. YouTube is great. I mean, I love what we do. I love what most YouTubers do. But then you have the exploiters. You have the ones glitching became so fucking big is ridiculous. Like, you can't enjoy shit anymore without these hackers. I loved when YouTube wasn't that popping and you had those a little bit here and there, doing their mods on Call of Duty because it was more on the forum side. But once they were able to get on fucking video and show people most of this shit, and I mean, I may be guilty of it too. I may have tried it, but yo, this shit it's a clusterfuck. It's a cesspool of so many different personalities that it's getting worse and worse and worse. And most of these games, they're not going to be fixed. This problem will not be fixed.
Trolls, yo, social media.
It's not going to be fixed anytime soon. I know it's not. Prop said it.
Kick people.
You all said it. No, I mean,
lobbies. If everybody voted and you weren't in the party, kick people the fuck out that's playing like idiots.
That's what they used to do in SOCOM, yo.
Yep, SOCOM. I wrote in the corner, they will kick you the fuck out the room. Nobody want to play with that bullshit. I just want to add that I wish, like, at the end of the day, if I only got Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, just because I'm not sharing the same platform with somebody else don't mean we still ain't all like fellow gamers. People don't understand. If the Wii U, Nintendo stops making consoles, or Sony, we are fucked. Okay? It's not good. If a platform disappears right now, it's not good. Like, and if people want to go after a company for putting out a bad product, you need to, like, I don't understand why you attack the fellow gamer instead of looking and listening to what they're saying about the company and getting upset at the company. You always want to place the blame
on the gamer.
On the gamer. I don't get that because we all supposed to be in the same.
Game is good.
Yeah, like Batman. Great example. Dudes is like, oh well, ha ha ha. You should have got a better PC and all that. Quit complaining. The devs, they have feelings too and all that. It's like, yo, cut that shit out. You getting on me about what I spend my money on and not being happy about the product, as opposed to getting on the companies. And it's not just that. They did it with the Master Chief Collection. The Master Chief Collection was messed up for a long time.
Still is.
Rather than say, okay, the game is messed up, I see why they're upset, you go attack the people who are trying to actually make the experience better for everybody.
Oh, mine's work.
Complain about a life situation. Maybe the games will come out in a better state, but they don't, because y'all motherfuckers sit up here attacking the fellow gamer rather than saying, "Yo, let's support them," and blah blah blah. Now, if they complaining, PS4, everybody is like, "Yo, this game's only 30. I'm not playing that." I can't stand behind that shit. But if they're like, "Yo, the game came out fucked up," it's like, "Yo, I feel you on that." I never praise a console or a platform having problems. I'll laugh at you. I'll do that. But I'll never say, "Yes, ha, your PlayStation Network's been down for last month." That's corny. I don't have time for that. I think whenever something bad happens to any platform, I'm like, "Yo, that's fucked up."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
unfortunate. And the ones that I love the ones that denied that Master Chief Collection was fucked up. Like, they didn't even mention it. But as soon as Sony has some issues, they jump right on that bitch. And where's the video? Where's the video with the Master Chief, bro? Where's the video?
You can't even make a fucking video. That's just so damn broke. You can't even play campaign the right way. I mean, first off, like, in this, I don't. It's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna just say it anyway. What's even worse about the industry now? What's worse about the community now? I mean, I know YouTube plays a huge role because obviously that's where we get most of our feed from and gets most of our videos from. But it's crazy how gaming transitioned from being one of those, like, you had your little simple cheat codes, you had the demos, games. There was a lot of demos being brought out. We never really complained. There's always going to be bugs and glitches in video games.
Game Shark, remember that shit?
You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be, exactly. And there's always going to be that. But when these exploits came out where people were just exploited, then you got people who try to DDoS, people try to get you swatted in the gaming community. That, like, we allowed these people to get on board. And you know who else? Like, the industry allowed people to get on board with this shit. You know what I'm saying? They should have just kept their mouth shut. Don't even speak about hardware. Don't really go in. Just let people know we got a new design, redesigned console. Because it got someone like myself looking at shit so different. I used to just be on PlayStation 3 playing COD with my friends. And now you look at me, I'm just like, yo, these textures are hot. I see myself saying it. I see myself looking at frame rate, and I'm like, yo, I'd rather frame rate. Personally, like I said again, I like frame rate because I like my games performing better. I like my games being smooth. I don't want to play a game at 15 frames. Who the fuck wants to, right? But aside from that, I didn't even know what frame rate was. I used to think the game was broken. I used to think my console was messed up. I used to blow in the tray and be like, damn, why my game glitching? Now I know why. It's because of fucking frames. Like, I don't need to know that every time I play a game. It's sad how the industry is now. You got a lot of people who came from outside in, who try to bring their little bullshit talent in and now trying to DDoS people's games. Like, it's not, even though there's a lot of shit coming out that helps us, that is more better for us for our experience, like Twitch, people stream, but there's always fuckery involved. Like, you always got people coming in, try to ruin somebody's experience. And there's, like I said, some of this stuff, this is a way of people's living. Like, people make money out of this, people work out of this, people make money out of YouTube, Twitch streaming, gaming and stuff like that. And I don't mind that. I just hate that the outsiders, I call them outsiders because I don't believe this is what gaming is. This is not what gaming is. So these second-class bastards or outsiders coming in trying to ruin what was once like something I loved that much, that now is like I always second-guess myself. It's crazy. I don't even want to buy games that I love so much on console because I'm afraid now it won't work or something might happen. These servers, like, there's a lot of shit that needs to be looked at. And I feel... And it won't be looked at because they want to rush out something new. There's always something new. Rather than holding back because they want money, and now these guys want to come out first with the first news feed, and the same thing with games being broken, they want to send a copy, and they can't give out a review until the day after. Like, all this shit is bullshit. We got false review accounts, we got false review people, companies giving out false reviews. We can't enjoy shit for our own benefit. We got to listen to other
websites.
We got people that don't like PlayStation or don't like Xbox that go onto the sites just to give the videos 1 star. Like, what part of the game is that? Like, I understand that everybody has time on their hands. That's why we're playing video games and doing other stuff to begin with. But, like, that's ridiculous, yo. Like,
which part?
You creating an account to go on a website to give a game bad reviews.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck is the point, man? And like what Chase mentioned before, you can't be mad at the consumer or the gamer making a video whether they're bashing a game. Because, I mean, as long as what they're saying seems logical, like seems like it makes sense, like, all right, he's saying that game got a lot of bugs and he's upset. You can't be mad at the dude. You can't say